All right, welcome to Thunder Underground's Rocklahoma lineup reaction. I'm Trent, joined by Jason, and we do the Thunder Underground podcast. You can find that on soundcloud.com/thunder-underground. To give our, initial reactions to this lineup, because if you're wondering why we picked Rocklahoma to do this over, because this is in our neck of the woods, and this is the 11th year, and we've gone to the first 10, and we'll be at this one.
That's right. It's no different. So, it's a pretty good lineup this year. So let's just get into it.
The bat, every single year, I wait for this to be announced, and I'm always going to really suck.
Yeah.
So I have my expectations really low.
Yeah.
So every year it comes out, when it's initially announced, I'm fairly happy with it.
Yeah.
Then sometimes after thinking about it for a while, I get annoyed with some of it, but it doesn't matter because every year, no matter what, 50.
Yeah.
There's bands on there I like, there's bands on there I don't like, and it never changes.
Yeah, it's a great point that you're making right now. I mean, really, it seems like every year it's really like split down the middle, isn't it? Of just stuff, and each person's different. Stuff you like, stuff you don't like, stuff you're kind of like, that's kind of cool. I might go check it out.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of stuff I don't like. There's always, you look on Facebook or something, there's people that are so excited about all these bands I hate, and then they don't care about the bands I'm wanting to see. So it's just That's why these lineups are this way,
and that's fine. That's what makes it all go around.
Yeah,
and there's always something that you get turned on to, or there's a surprise. So there's always that.
Yeah, I mean, every year when we talk about this, like the last couple of years on the podcast, and then before that, those. Usually the ones I'm walking away telling people were my favorite performances were these ones that happened like 3 PM on the Hard Rock stage, or at midnight on the Retrospect stage.
Exactly.
It's always one of these bands that you barely knew like one song, or you didn't know anything about, that you see that just completely shocks you. Or if someone they're right there in the middle of the afternoon,
Yeah, exactly.
So just obviously you start at the top. And that's another thing with Rocklahoma. Usually I'm like really gung-ho about one headliner, and the other two I don't care.
Yeah.
Last year I was a fan of all three. Disturbed's performance was pretty boring, but that's besides the fact. I mean, I went in liking all three bands, and usually I only like one or two of them.
Yeah.
All three of them again. I know you're probably 2 out of the 3. Am I correct in that guess?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I'm pretty excited to see Def Leppard again, and Soundgarden. It's really been, it's been like 20 years since I've seen Soundgarden. So, I mean, that's going to be amazing. The Offspring, I don't know, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So there's probably, like you said a minute ago, there's probably people out there that are loving that the Offspring's there. So there you go.
They'll show up for that day and not give a shit about the other 2 nights.
Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
But I know that during the Offspring, I will be probably at the campsite, right, with a drink.
I'll probably check them out. I've always liked them. Said that, what's his name, Dexter from Offspring, gives me hope that any human being on this earth can be successful when you can't sing. So and I like most of their songs, so I'll check them out.
Okay, that works. That works.
Yeah, like you said, the other two, been huge fans of both of them since I was a kid.
Yeah,
they're the same way. Def Leppard, I saw them as recent as a few months ago in Kansas City. They still put on a great show. Haven't seen them since, man. We saw them at Lollapalooza that time.
You went one more time though.
Yeah. We saw them at Lollapalooza with Metallica, and then
you saw them in like Houston.
Yeah, and then like the next year I saw them in Houston, and they're just great. And then I saw Temple of Dog this past year, so I got to see Cornell again.
There you go.
And this guy live is a sight to behold. If you love amazing singers,
yeah,
this dude, it's everything you want in a rock singer. Can't really complain about that.
No, you can't. I mean, I'll be there.
So that's my initial reaction to Rocklahoma is hey, if we could get either Def Leppard or Soundgarden, because they were on all these other festivals, I'll be happy. So I'm more than happy with that.
I figured we'd get both of them.
Yeah.
I figured that's what it would be.
Well, let's go to line 2.
Okay.
Maybe let's just go to line 3.
Yeah.
No, okay, let me step back. I like Stone Sour. I've actually never seen them live. I'm surprised it took them this long to get here because they were actually supposed to be on when it changed.
Yeah, they were.
From the glam era. I think it was 2010. They were on that lineup and then they canceled because someone in the band had a medical issue or something.
Yeah.
If I remember right, just something happened where they dropped off the lineup. So it took them this long to end up back here. I've never seen them. You know, Corey Taylor's great live with Slipknot. I've seen them several times.
Yeah.
So I'll check that out.
Yeah.
You know, Seether's a solid band, but I've seen them. Depends on where I'm at in relation to the stage at that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
3 Days of Grace.
Next.
No, nothing to be said there. Okay, third line. There's 2 piles of shit and 1 amazing band right there.
The Cult is the amazing band. They're going to be. This is the first time they're at the Rocklahoma, right? Or any of these festivals? Have they played?
No, they were on a couple of them last year, the year before, I think, like Carolina Rebellion or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see them. Saw them this past year. They're great. I mean, it's the Cult. We love them. We've loved them for years. But, you know, as an audience, you guys better be in your best behavior because Ian Astbury will put you in your place. As well he should, probably.
They will bring all the fucking rock that you need because
yes,
Billy Duffy is one of the most underrated guitarists.
Yes, he is.
Of our all times.
And it's
when
one of those,
just comes to rock, you know, just power.
Yeah. And every song's going to be a hit, you know?
Yeah. Especially, you know, they're going to have like a 40-minute set or something. So, yeah, it's going to be chock full of
exactly
the songs you love. Actually, I saw him at the Canes play Firewoman on that tour, which I thought was great.
That's amazing.
You know, but it doesn't matter because every other fucking song was great.
That would be great if they didn't play it at Rocklahoma.
Yeah. Just to piss off all the people that's all they know, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited because they're one band that every year I think they should be at Rocklahoma. They're a perfect fit. You know, they're one of the bands you could consider a throwback, but they also all that and they're just a great band. So
yes, finally.
Pretty Reckless is good to look at, but I don't want to fucking hear them. Pierce the Bell.
Next.
Yes. Okay, this next line is, well,
Ratt
and Jackal.
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday. That's probably the worst band on this whole lineup. Is that safe to say?
There's Skillet. I don't know.
No, Skillet's way better than Taking Back Sunday.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not a Skillet person or Taking Back Sunday person.
I'm trying to skim over this real quick. Yeah, literally, they're the worst band on this line. I'll just say that right now.
Okay, I'll trust you.
Okay. Self-professed 80s rock geeks.
Yeah.
That's where we cut our teeth. And Jackal, of course, 2 of the big, you know, well, Ratt's one of the bigger bands from that era. Jackal came towards the end, but
yeah,
you know, a mainstay when it comes to that kind of music. And Jackal especially is a phenomenal live act.
Yeah.
And
you cannot miss Jackal. Even if you don't like him, you have to see him.
Yeah, this
you really have to.
Jacklahoma, as it always is.
Yep.
How many? Yeah, Jackal Stock. Welcome to Jackal Stock, Jacklahoma. Rock me, roll me, jackal me off. They've actually, this is like the 4th or 5th time they've been there, but it's been through a few years since they have. So
yeah. So it's high time they come back. It really is.
That'll definitely be one you don't want to miss. And Ratt, this doesn't have anything in parentheses, so hopefully this is the Bobby Blotzer version because he's the only member of Ratt that matters.
Oh God. Actually, no. If you click on the lineup on the website, it has everybody's picture with, you know, Stephen Piercy, Warren DeMartini, Juan Crucier, and Carlos Cavazzo. So
who's the drummer on that lineup again? I forgot. Greg DeMartini.
No, where the fuck do you come up with that?
Greg DeMartini.
Jesus Christ! Okay, you're drunk.
No, Greg Bissonette. That's what I was trying to say.
No, it's not. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's Jesus Christ. I can't think of his name. Megadeth. Y&T.
Oh, DeGrasso.
Jimmy DeGrasso. That's who has been there on the couple gigs they've played.
Well, then, yeah.
Who knows who'll be on drums, but I'm pretty sure it won't be Bobby Blotzer.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think he screwed that pooch.
Did you see the story today, Stephen Piercy's quote where he's like, the guy that didn't write a single song is running the Ratt name into the ground or something like that.
Oh, and it gets better. It gets better.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I've seen Ratt 28 million times, and a few instances where Stephen Pierce didn't sound all that great, but the last 2 or 3 times I've seen him over the last few years, he sounds great. And DeMartini sounds amazing. So this will be another great one to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
And they fit perfect into the throwback thing, just like Jackal and the Cult. And then we've got Suicide. Now I'm jumping a line, but Zakk Sabbath. That was one of the ones that we saw in all these other lineups and we're really hoping would be there.
So I'm glad they're there.
Yeah, I saw them open up for. It was kick ass. So it'll be really cool to see that again. And you missed it, so
now I won't.
I know you'll be excited to see
Yes.
that. That's Zach Blasco and who's the drummer?
I don't know.
I should know. Doing Black Sabbath songs in case you don't know. But you can't figure out by the name. Buck Cherry, another solid band that I think's always great live. And, I saw them as recently as about a year ago, and they're still great live. They change up the set list compared to a lot of these bands who do the same shit over and over. So It's always exciting, at least to me.
We've loved Buck Cherry since the minute they came out.
Yeah.
They've been one of our mutual favorites. And they fit right in there, like always. They've been there before. I kind of thought they'd be maybe a line or two up, but I guess that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
After that's Fuel.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to, what you want to call it, radio rock, middle of the road kind of stuff, Fuel's one of the bands that I always really loved.
Yeah, they were the most interesting.
Bands because they're a little more melodic. Brett Skyens has a distinctive voice, and their songs are just better than someone like 3 Days Grace or Breaking Benjamin or whoever.
Yeah.
So, and they've been there before, and they were cool. And
now, which lineup of Fuel is it? Is Brett Scallions back with him, or
it's him always? Because the thing was, for a while it was the guitarist, and then it was Fuel featuring Brett Scallions or something.
Okay.
And then the guitarist just gave him the name.
Okay.
It wasn't even a fight over it or something. It was some kind of mutual thing. And so I think now anytime it's Fuel, it's just him, and I don't know who's in the lineup.
Gotcha.
Well, then we got In Flames.
Yeah.
I don't know if our buddy Jason Carroll's listening live right now. If not,
he'll
be listening later.
There's all the hell he raised about where we were at.
Well, that I'm going to be off in the campground and In Flames is playing.
Yeah. I'm
okay. I'm just bullshitting.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, I might be. I'm really just the more time goes on, the less excited I get about this band. I hate to say it, as much as I used to love them.
Yeah, this is one of those bands that was so phenomenal, and now they're just so normal.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad. They're just, the new album has a few great songs, but overall they're not anywhere near as great as like their really great stuff. And when you talk like this, you sound like one of those idiots that like, oh, music's not good today. It used to be great, this and that. But we say that about In Flames because it wasn't a quick shift. It was a gradual shift.
Very gradual.
Because, even you look at Reroute to Remain, which is like amazing to me, but that's where they lost some fans from the early stuff.
That's where all this started, I think.
Yeah, and then after that, then it started transitioning over the next couple albums, but it was still kept that same early heaviness. 3 albums, it's just like, hey, look what All That Remains did. Let's try to do that.
Yeah.
And either way, I've seen them live since then. Just 2 or 3 years ago, they were opening for Lamb of God in Oklahoma City, and they were great. And they played a few of the old songs, so you can't not go see them. I'm assuming they're going to be, on the Hard Rock stage. Maybe the second band down or something.
You think they'll play Pinball Matt?
Time they get, but probably not. No.
Episode 666.
That would be the only song you get pre-Reroute to Remain, I bet.
Yeah. And they probably won't even play that.
Yeah. Well, they did, I think, when we saw them open for Lamb of God.
That's badass.
If I remember right. But regardless, I love In Flames. Just you know, it's just hard to get behind them these days, but I'll go see them live anytime I can.
There you go.
But Suicidal Tendencies is a whole different story.
Yes. Now that
they've never sold out Jason Carroll.
That is going to be. I've never seen them. I can't fucking wait. And Dave Lombardo. I mean,
yeah,
fuck, come on, man. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't, man. I can't even remember. I guess it was the '90s. I saw him 2 or 3 times. I remember one time I went to the Canes by myself because no one else wanted to go, and it was just fucking great. And it was like, I think it was one of the final tours with like the early lineup of like Rocky George and from Metallica. So look at that. We got a band with a in it, and it has a member of Slayer in it. It's like the big four is here.
I'm telling you, it's what we've all been waiting for.
Yeah. By the way, I thought Metallica was going to be on here. It just hit me.
Hey, well, I figured we'd get into that at the end.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I told everybody. No one listened to me. No one listened to us.
Oh, you're a know-it-all?
Well, no, I'm not. But I'm just saying, I told everybody, don't, fuck you, okay? Look here. Yeah, I know you are. But I told everybody, and to be on Rocklahoma, Rocklahoma's not going to fork out all that money, and they just raise the prices because, you know, they're a corporation, and that's what corporations do.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
Because we brought it up. You know, I look through social media stuff on Rocklahoma's page, and of course, we're in Rocklahoma group and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So many people kept saying, they raised the price. It's got to be for a reason. Why else would they do that? Because people like to make money. Why the fuck do you think? They don't just like, oh, let's raise the price this much so we can afford this and then cut even. No, that's not how the world works.
Yeah.
Whether you think that's greedy or not, it's not. That's how the world works. You want to like do your job for fucking free?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Why people think that, oh, prices are just going to stay the same for the rest of our lives, you know, and we deserve it. And our lineup should be nothing but bands we fucking love. Anyway, sorry.
Calm down, Trent. We don't want to scare off all of our listeners.
I haven't even looked if anyone's even listening.
They're going to. Hey,
I love Metallica, and I wish they'd been there, but I knew they weren't going to be there. They were rocking the range for a reason, because that's a big ass. And if they were going to be on anything else in America, it's going to be Lollapalooza or Voodoo Fest
or something. Yeah.
Or Chicago Open Air.
Yeah. Look, we love everybody. Yeah, we told you so.
Except for Taking Back Sunday.
Metallica is not going to be there.
Man, I can't believe it.
Just keep. Let's just
maybe
keep
they'll
going.
announce them tomorrow. Maybe
we're not going to have any fans when you're done with this. Let's just keep going to the next band, Trent.
Okay.
It's Nothing More. What do you think about them? Nothing More. Okay. Next, Diamond Head.
I like Nothing More's that I've heard, but
I've never heard any of their stuff. I'm just being an asshole.
No, I mean they're fine, but I don't carry the war. But yeah. Now we get to the point in the
let me just say from the what in the holy fuck department, we have Diamond Head.
Yeah, like every year something happened. Like last year, Last in Line just kind of like took us by surprise.
Yeah.
The year before that, Jakey Lee kind of just like, holy shit, I didn't expect this. And this year, Diamond Head's that band.
Yeah, and for any of you out there that aren't familiar with Diamond Head,
hey, get some more Metallica.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm going. They're one of the first new wave of British heavy metal bands from the late 70s, early 80s, and Metallica has literally covered a load of their songs. Am I Evil? I'm on the spot. I can't even think about it. What do they call?
I know they've done 2. I didn't know there was a shitload of them.
No, there's more. God, what was the one?
Red Fans Budgie, right?
Yeah.
I'm Electric.
I'm Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and they champion Diamond Head whenever they can. They always talk about how Diamond Head is one of their biggest influences. And so if you want to get a taste of what Metallica was influenced by, and maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe it wasn't a shitload of songs. Maybe it was 2 or 3 or whatever. I got a little excited. Forgive me.
Well, and then when we saw Corrosion of Conformity in Tulsa after the show, or during the show, actually, Pepper Keenan was wearing a shirt that said, "Give me Diamond Head till I'm dead."
That's right. One of
So
the
now
coolest
I just,
shirts I've
like,
ever seen in my life.
I say that all the time just because it's great. I'm going to make me a shirt that says, "Give me Motorhead till I'm dead."
There
Act
you
like
go.
I'm clever, but I'm not. You know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next band.
Slaughter.
Yes. All the 80s stuff is coming strong this year with Slaughter. I mean, we just saw them in Dallas a few weeks ago, and it was fucking badass.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys haven't missed a note.
Look, let me tell you, if you're listening to this and you're like a fan of like shit like 3 Days Grace and Seether, you know, that's great. Good for you. You're not going to watch Slaughter because they're just some cheeseball 80s band.
Yeah.
Just go fucking watch them so you can see Zoltan Chaney play the fucking drums.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. You just, whether you like the music or not, just go watch it. It's a fucking spectacle.
Yeah, if you're a drummer, and it doesn't matter if you, just like Trent said, it doesn't matter what band you're into, go see Slaughter and see this guy play drums. It's good. It's a mind fuck. It really is. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You have to see this.
The whole band's great. You know, Blando's an amazing guitarist, and Mark Slaughter still sounds great singing live. You know, and they're chock full of hits as well from the 80s period.
That's right.
That's another band, if they're playing 30, 40 minutes and you remember anything about the 80s, you're going to know probably. Well, we got some Blackstone Cherry action, and I know that you're probably even a bigger fan than I am, and they've been there before, and we've seen them live several other times. Just a fun, great band. That's another band that transcends the whole radio rock thing because they're more of a, you know, Southern soul, all that shit.
Yeah, they kind of go more towards the Southern kind of feel, the classic kind of feel. And, you know, I say classic, and I think that's a reason why they're the UK than they are here. Yeah. Even though they're from here. Kind of like Rival Sons. Yeah. So, which brings us to the next band, Rival Sons.
Yeah, I saw them open for Sabbath, and that band is just phenomenal live. Yeah. Just full of energy and full of just like 70s rock power. You know, you can't ask for more from just like that, you know, the energy they put into their live show. You know, they're just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Fozzie's the same way.
Yes.
You know, Rich Ward is another one of those guitarists. It's a little underrated. You know, when you think of Stuck Mojo, you don't think of like virtuoso guitar work, but
and songwriting.
Yeah, but the guy, you know, went the Adrenaline Mob in the early stages, and that's a phenomenal super group. And then, you know, his solo album's great, and then all the Fozzy music, you know, he's just phenomenal. And Chris Jericho's came eons from where he started as a vocalist too, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I admit that's a band I listen to just because of Chris Jericho, because I'm a wrestling geek and started loving him along the way.
And you turned me on to him.
Yeah. Well, I skipped over, Starset. I remember them from a couple years ago. They're the band that wears like the gas masks or something, but I can't really speak on them. Norma Jean, I'm not.
Well, that's probably,
they're probably the heaviest band there.
They're going to be on the Hard Rock stage, Starset, and they probably have those gas masks to combat all the like and farts that are going to come their way from the crowd, because that's where all those food trucks are. Fried air and the fucking chili cheese dogs. So the gas masks might be a good idea.
Or maybe it's like 3 Days Grace is playing, and they're just like, trying to keep the stench of that from entering their soul or something. I don't know. Like they go on stage right after them or something. I don't know.
That's a better one. You win.
Okay. Well, I know Dinosaur Pileup. I've heard this song they play on Octane. It's kind of a cool kind of stonery thing.
Okay,
so
cool.
that'll be.
I've never heard them, so that's awesome.
I'm going to definitely look more into them before this. And now we're getting into the kind of the section where those couple lines, I know a lot of the names, but I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff where you get on Spotify and YouTube and check these bands out. If you're going, give yourself a. You don't want to, just because you don't know a band name, don't skip over them. Look them up. Then you might want to go see them over there.
Yeah, you might dig them. That's kind of the cool parts about this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, getting into the retrospect section of this thing's pretty badass.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Sam from Retrospect Records has this thing chock chock full of great bands. You know, most of them I know that have been out there before. It's a good mix up of stuff. You know, Wild Street's back, Black Tour is back. I'm really excited about that. Lynam, you know, they've been there a few times.
Aska, Moxie the Influence.
Yeah, there's one that they made their debut out there last year, and they're just, you know, a great young band that's fun as hell. Who else did we see out there?
Ratchet Dolls.
Yeah, seen them before. The Tip.
Just for a minute, just to see what it feels like.
Right. Yeah, I know they've been out there before because I remember the name, but that's actually one that I have not caught.
Okay.
Diamond Lane, Dead Metal Society. We've seen them. Great. Death Grip. Really excited about this. I'm here.
Oh yeah.
The drummer from Death Grip. This is great. If you love your classic 80s heavy metal like Judas Priest or more power metal kind of stuff, kind of a mixture of all that, you're going to love Death Grip. The highlights for you, I believe.
Nice. I can't wait.
Yeah. So who else do we got? 3D in Your Face is back.
Yes.
And those guys, man, that's a fun as hell show. We saw them like 3 times last year, and it was like every time was better than the last.
Yeah, it was nuts.
We had a couple of them on the podcast, so that's a good one to go back and check out that episode. I'm sure we'll have him back on here again. Let me look. The things are getting smaller. Retrospect All-Stars. I remember Sam posting something about that a while back. Going to have like an all-star jam.
Nice.
So that'll definitely be something you don't want to miss.
5-Star Hooker.
Yeah.
I remember digging them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're one of the bands I remember you talked about saying was one of your favorite discoveries of 2016.
Yeah, I thought they were great.
And
from then you kind of start getting into the Axis stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, first one there is Arson City, and we just saw them live a couple nights ago in Tulsa.
Yeah, they put on a killer show.
Yeah, good, solid, heavy rock band that, you know, kind of has not really theatrics, but, you know, the singer's like really good he's a good front man, that's for sure.
Yeah.
At getting people into it, you know, and so that'll be cool to see them on a little bit bigger stage. You know, they're on Axis. And the Chimps, I know they're like a huge fan favorite out there, so cool to see them back. As Above, So Below was actually supposed to be there last year and ended up having to pull out, so it's cool that they're back on the lineup.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's, if you're not familiar with that, that is CJ Pierce from Drowning Pool is one of his side projects.
Okay.
And we've had him on the podcast as well, so go check that out.
That's right.
Well, who do we got? Nycnos.
Yeah.
They're definitely one that we were kind of turned on to in this past year or two, and just a phenomenal, you know, southern, would you call it, kind of a southern tinged band?
Yeah.
And a live band as well.
Final Drive, they're from St. Louis, pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that the first time. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They come through here.
They come through here a lot.
Through a decent amount. They played Downtown Lounge, you know, several times. So, yeah, I'll definitely be cool to see them. And then, the first thing that jumped out at me when I was kind of skimming through this before was Screaming Red Mutiny.
Yeah. And
we know that they're going to play live at the Halata Fest here in a few weeks. They're on the bill, and I believe his name, the new bass player.
I think it's Nick Mina.
Nick Mina. Okay, yeah. From what I gather, you know, I could be, whoever can correct me if I'm wrong, you know, Sprout. I believe that Nick's playing guitar at this show, and Mike Starkey has come back to play bass.
Okay.
So, you know, because I was kind of curious about that, what they're going to do, if they're going to have people fill in for different songs, but seems to make the most sense. That's a cool idea. You know, he just moves over because he's part of the band. He knows all the stuff.
Exactly.
And you're just bringing back Mike, who was a part of the formation of this. So it's still.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that would be my guess, is maybe that's the lineup we're going to be getting at this, but we don't want to speculate. We'll just say that we're very excited to see them on this lineup and still going forward, because we know that that's what Halata would want.
That's right.
And while we're on that subject, if you're in anywhere near the Tulsa area, or even in, you know, this region of the country in driving range, February 4th and February 11th, there's going to be day-long festival out at the Shrine in Tulsa. You know, just look this up on Facebook. There's shitloads of great bands, and it's all for a great cause. John Halata's family. Where are we at on this list? Locust Grove. Fuck yeah. That's one band I could not. I haven't seen them in months, and I can't. It's like one band that every time I see someone's playing local, I wish they were on the damn bill.
Yeah.
They're just so fucking good.
Yeah, I missed that show. I can't wait to see these guys.
Oklahoma City band, featuring one of the former members of
Anti-Mortem.
Yeah, Anti-Mortem. Just balls out fucking rock and roll. It's just great stuff. Can't say enough about them. Lions Code, who we just saw a couple, I saw him twice in this past week. We're going to be, you'll hear more about that later this week.
Yes, but we love them. They're great.
They're the next guest on this podcast, actually. Yeah. So get on soundcloud.com/thunder-underground, hit subscribe, and listen to episode 10. Was it going to be 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. With Reliance Code. So very happy to see them on there. They're a relatively new band. They've been a year, and they've got a great solid EP. So very cool that they're out here. Save the Hero, we saw them as well recently. Very good live. Sweat and Bullets out of Tulsa. They're just a band that's been doing it forever and doing it strong. So cool that they're going to be out there. And the Normandies.
The Normandies. This is great. I can't wait.
Yeah. We just had them on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and Boston themed kind of punk. But it's just like that, that fun punk where it's a mixture of hard rock and punk and just real catchy choruses.
Yeah, and they sound so good live. They're so fucking good.
Yeah, if you have a few beers and these guys hit the stage, you're going to go nuts.
That's right. That's right.
Well, was there anything else we wanted to say before we kill this?
I think that wraps it up.
There's a few names here we didn't list, but they're kind of the same way. I'm going to look them up and see what they're about before we get out there.
Yeah, definitely. Should be another good year,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, every year, it's like go on to Rocklahoma right now on Facebook and look at the comments, and I guarantee you, people are like fucking crying like little bitches, like, oh my god, this sucks, blah blah blah. I'm not ever going again. Well, good. I don't give a shit. I'm going out there. I'm gonna drink and I'm gonna have fun because fucking Def Leppard's there.
That's right.
Because the Cult's there. Because Suicidal Tendencies are there. That's it. It doesn't matter.
Old somewhere that I'll dig,
Exactly.
And we all know I'll dig that. So this is great. You can't not love it.
Get on to rocklahoma.com and pull up 2011. That was a fucking shit show. You think this was bad? Look at 2011. Okay, that was like Motley Crue. The Motley Crue lineup. It had Whitesnake and Poison, and was Poison even on that year?
Yeah.
Whitesnake and Poison, and then like a couple other, 2 or 3 other good bands, and the rest was just like a shit show, including Motley Crue.
Yeah, well,
I said it.
They're always a shit show. What is it? 3 Idiots and Mick Mars.
Right. Well, at least Mick Mars knows 2 of those idiots can perform live. And speaking of that, I was convinced that Vince Neil was going to be on this lineup.
Yeah.
As a solo artist.
Yeah.
Just because he's like a perfect fit for that throwback slot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that'd have been cool. There'd have been another time to go.
No, because you'd have to watch Zoltan Chaney again.
Oh, that's true. I'd be suckered into that. Just like put on like some Bose noise canceling headphones and listen to some Anthrax and watch Zoltan Chaney play.
Oh god, people are hitting unfollow as we speak.
Oh well.
Oh shit, I love it.
Speaking of Anthrax, they had the #1 album of 2017 or 2016 on our best of 2016. Yeah, that's
right.
That just came out about a week or 2 ago on the podcast. So go back, check that out. Get on there and complain about whatever the list. I'm on a Marth.
Did you have a bad day or something today?
Well, kind of. No. Anyway, like I said, soundcloud.com/thunder-underground. We've got 103 or 4 previous episodes.
Yes, we do.
We've had on guys from Megadeth, Drowning Pool, The Sword, King, Crowbar, Corrosion and Conformity, Death Angel, Avatar, Nonpoint, a lot of these bands we listed, like Death Grip, 3D in Your Face, Reliance Code is coming up here this week.
Yeah.
As Above, So Below. The list goes on, so just get on there. There's 100 some episodes, tons of guests of all different genres, and even some where we just talk and go off the rails like we just did, I guess.
Yeah. Which is always the fun thing to do.
Yeah, thethunderunderground.com is the website. They're all podcasts are on there as well. And there's also a lot of reviews for some independent albums, as well as some, we mentioned Blackstone Cherry. I know there's a couple reviews on there from them. And we've got more these YouTube videos. We've had reaction for the Metallica album, the Avenged Sevenfold album.
Black Sabbath concert we went to. We kind of did a quick rundown of that.
Yeah. More stuff like this coming. And we'll have a Rocklahoma, kind of along this lines where our buddy Kevin Graham's going to come back.
Yes.
He joined us last year before Rocklahoma 2016. We had a...
Yes, it was a very fun one.
You can't go wrong with Kevin Graham in your midst when you're talking about music and having a few drinks. It's going to get a little crazy.
Yes, as well it should.
Yep. Well, so I guess our summary is that we're both pleased with this lineup, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are. I am. You are.
Your favorite band's Metallica, though. You're pleased?
To see him probably in an arena this year on a full show.
Guess what?
And I knew they weren't going to be here at Rocklahoma anyways.
Guess what?
What?
Number two.
It might be.
It will. Seeing them on their own.
Oh, yeah. Seeing them on their own would be better than seeing them at Rocklahoma.
Well, no, I'm not saying the whole fest. I'm saying, seeing them on their own in Dallas or Oklahoma City or Tulsa even or Kansas City or wherever they're going to be is going to be better than seeing a festival set.
At a festival show, it's probably going to be like an hour and 45 minutes, and they're going to do all their normal staples.
Yeah.
And at their own arena show, you get probably 2 hours and 15 minutes. You get rare shit, covers, deep cuts, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. And I just read today that Corrosion and Conformity, King, Gojira, and Mastodon are opening the show. So it's going to be badass.
Unbelievable.
It'll be great. I think we should hit stop.
Probably.
All right. SoundCloud.com/Thunder-Underground.